Hi everyone, this is John Wan. Today is September 30, 2021. Hope you've enjoyed a great week. And here is my Gantt chart for the updates since the past week. As you can see, I mainly work on the second and third item, which is an workflow website integration and prospectus dissertation. The progress is about 5% on each of them. So for the second item, which is going to be the website version integration of an workflow. So currently I'm working on to add some text box input for an layer. For example, like the linear layer, we allow user to specify how many input neuron and how many output neuron for a linear layer, either by maybe inputting the text box or double click the cell and edit the label. And currently my issue is that I cannot, the MX get model, which is going to be executed before the model is to be translated into XML. And after that, the XML will be parsed into the media.java, mediator.java, and then we go to the translator to execute the code. So right now the problem is that the value of updated one is not reflected by this in this method, but I found out some examples in the MX graph in its GitHub repository. The same example, we can maybe double click the cell and edit the label, but the get model method will reflect the true value or updated value. So I'm thinking about maybe we have some maybe feature disabled, maybe we specifically disable some features. So if you take a look at the code, maybe I can directly tell or shorten the story, because before in 2.2.1, if we double click the cell, we will get some error. So the error will be like, let me see if we have this one. I think this error, the illegal argument exception, string path does not match pattern. So basically this is where this error is triggered, and this error is triggered from this method, which is a graph.double click, and which is we define a new function in JavaScript. And when we go to this line of code, and this error will trigger, and this convert value to string, which is a method that existing in MX client, that is a file in the MX library. So another thing is this create custom diagonal dialog window, which is a method that created by ourselves. And I only find this method under the I think not in this file but somewhere else, because there are several JS file for this project. So I'm not sure whether this is successfully caught, but I think maybe this is the issue. It's not reachable from this file, so that you can see it does not match the pattern. But if we are trying to maybe comment out this part of code, and we're able to call or edit the cell by double clicking. For example, we can copy and paste this one, and then we're able to launch the, maybe we can debug on the server. So you're able to see the server is filed up, and then we're able to go to the website, and we will double click the task, and it will download first, and then we're able to drag this into. So before, if we double click the cell, we will get that error, but right now I think I'm able to edit. I think maybe it's because the cache does not clean yet. So let me clean the cache first. So more tools, clean browser data, clear data, and then let me save it again, and we're able to call this again, just run on the server. And let me see if this time we're able to successfully double click the cell and edit the value. Okay, yeah, right now you're able to see, because there's some hiding div in the label because we want to embed some information into this one as well. So even though I'm able to edit it right now, but if I change this value and I call the wrong method and it does not work, or even for example we can change a label, it's a little bit but you can get the idea. So if I change it here and if I call the wrong and this updated value does not work as well. So I can show you some examples from the from the MX GitHub repository, and here is one example, and it's a very simple code. I have read through all of them. I think we have very similar code to insert the verticals, but the thing is that if I change this and if we view the XML, which is also called by mxgraph.getModel, and this one we're able to get the latest or updated value from the graph, which is not able to be done in the in our version at this time. So you are able to see this is a new value, and so I think maybe I need to maybe read the code carefully and see if there's something setting, for example, like disable the updating, something like that. So this is the first item, and for the second item, for the releasing the new version of DataView, I'm currently working with SPI, and I work with SPI on reviewing some updated code since 2.2.1. Because my laptop was failed at early of this year, so currently I have several versions of DataView and they all have the same dates. So I find one of them because I think I only received one version from SPI after the 2.2.1. So I found out some new files added or new code added after 2.2.1 in that project, and I send those files to SPI, and now he's under reviewing those files and comparing with his local version. So hopefully he will be able to tell whether that is the latest one. But from his feedback at this moment, I think maybe the code is still not complete from his feedback. I think maybe we will discuss and what will be added and whether they're good or not to be added into the coming version. So this is the second item. For the third item, which is updated based on the second version of Prospector's reports, many thanks to Dr. Lu, and I received very good feedback, very useful feedback from him, and I put the survey under the related work. So I think right now I have a better version, and I will think about 3 technical components or sections to describe what I'm doing. Currently I have one, and maybe I can add the journal version as a second one, maybe to delete some overlapping part from the first paper, and then I can get some examples in the third section. So I think that is a plan, and yeah, I think that's pretty much from my from my update from the past week, and hopefully you're enjoying this video, and until next time, happy coding.